Okay, here it is. The Ninja Foodi digital air fry oven. I just got it. As a matter of fact, it's already out of the box. And that's what we're fixing to do. I'm fixing to show you as I took it out of the box. Maybe not an unboxing, but what comes with it and how it comes, and a few of its features and how it works. Now, I didn't mic up, and I didn't use a tripod in the rest of this video, so bear with the shakiness and the unsteady camera, but there was no good way to do this on a tripod, because I wanted you to see things that you need to see that only I could do like this. Anyhow, y'all hold on, here it comes. The Ninja Foodi digital air fry oven. Jelly 007, John Sanders. Hang on. Okay, so here's how it came in. I just brought it in the house. There is my receipt. As you can see, nobody gave it to me. I paid $246.09. And I'm just going to get it out of this cardboard box. There's not much to see here. But I'll open it up and we'll start from there. Okay, here is the box that it comes in with all the marketing, artwork, and all of that. I'll show you a little bit, slow down a little bit. 13-inch pizza, 45% larger. I may be going a little fast, but you can see most of this on their website. There's an interesting fact, 1800 watts. Let's see. This kind of stuff. There's where it folds up. I'm anxious to see how that works out. And that is pretty much the artwork. So I'm going to open it up. Now I am a little curious about it being so short. And I've already seen reviews that said, you know, people mentioning that they couldn't do a whole chicken. Well, I'm going to tell you, I don't ever do whole chickens in my toaster oven. I just don't. And I got plenty of toaster ovens, as you know, if you watch my channel. And I'm going to have plenty of these. But anyhow, I wanted it, and I wanted to try it. So we're fixing to see how it does for sure. There's what I mainly do. Well, you know what? There's what I'm mainly doing toaster ovens. Where's the pizza? Because pizza will be the #1 thing. Right there it is. Pizza is the #1 thing I do in the toaster oven I have now. And maybe I didn't film that part, so let's do that. Even these recipes they have out the side. I'm not saying I'm not going to do them, but I'll say this. I don't normally. Sometimes I'll do French fries in my BROIL, but rarely anything but toast, bagels, stuff, and pizza, mainly pizza, but a few other things, and I'm going to try those in here. But that's what a toaster oven is to me. It's not for a whole chicken. If I want to do a whole chicken, I got plenty of things to do whole. In fact, I'll use the Ninja pressure cooker. But anyhow, we're going to get off this and we'll get that open. Okay, and for the record right quick, I don't normally do unboxing videos. In fact, this is not even really what this is going to be. I'm not going to unbox it on camera. I'll show you what's in the top. That's how it looks when you open it. And here's your books and stuff. And if I find something really interesting, I'll bring it back. But otherwise, you know, there's a toaster oven in there, and that's pretty much all you need to know. And I'm fixing to get it out, and then we're going to see what it looks like on the counter. Be right back. Okay, so here are some accessories I did find on the lid of the box I wanted to show you that you can order as accessories. They don't come with it. And the 2-inch casserole dish, that looks pretty neat, possibly. The magnetic cutting board, I mentioned it. I wouldn't mind having that because I'm assuming it goes on top of it. And if I'm not going to stand mine up, that would be pretty neat. So I may get it. I looked at it online. It was $29.99 or something. Then a 12-cup muffin pan, not a bad idea. I got plenty of muffin pans, but that one is exact size, and it does 12. And I guess you can get an extra broil rack because it comes with one of those or something real similar if that's not the exact thing. And then on the other side, all it says, it just kind of shows you a few of its features and what it does. So now you know. I'll be right back. Okay, so there is pretty much everything, or it is, everything that comes with it. There's all the paperwork and the manuals. Here's the air frying basket and the sheet pan, which is really neat. It's got the ceramic coating that Ninja's known for, if you ask me. It's a great product. And then the unit itself, which I may have already mentioned this. Bear with me on the shaky camera because there's no way to do this on a tripod. And I want to show you the inside of the oven because it has 3 elements on bottom, and they're the quart style, or that's what I call them. You know, they're the new ones, the kind that all have. And I don't know if you can tell or not, but there's also 3 elements on top. So I got a feeling it'll do real well. I just looked at my BROIL Smart Oven Air. It's a BROIL Smart Oven Air, and it has 6 also, but it has 2 on bottom and 4 on top. So I'm anxious to see how they compare against each other, because like I said, the BROIL's been my go-to for pizzas for quite a while now. Here's the stuff like register and get an offer. Here's the 15 mouth-watering recipe book that comes with it, and I thumbed through it. They look pretty good. Again, I don't know how much of this I'll do. I may do some of that, but mainly pizzas and breads, and I definitely got that, and we're going to do that. Here's the owner's manual. It tells you a little bit about it. And then here's, I guess this is a quick start guide, is what I would call it. And it tells you a little bit about it. And then it tells you how to build a sheet pan meal. If you just want to make your own, just want to pick what you want. And then inside, it's got some pretty neat information, because it tells you here, high heat from top and bottom, and this is even heat from top and bottom. And then it just gives you an idea of what's going on when you select these features, which are right here. And here's the 2 I like, toast and bagel. Now, it doesn't per se have a pizza recipe. I didn't even find one in here, not even instructions in the back where they do that. You know, you've seen in the back of the books how they'll say they have a guide. Well, that's because the same thing with the BROIL. Now I'm talking about frozen pizzas, by the way. I do fresh pizzas different. I got a pizza oven, but that's different. Normally I do frozen pizzas at this house. Well, the thing is that, oh, that light's flickering. It's bothering me. But anyhow, bear with all these technical issues. The thing about frozen pizzas is they are all different. That's why they didn't put it in here, because I guarantee you they would have trouble trying to guess, you know, which pizza you had. Because if they're thick, if they're thin, if they're hand-tossed, there's a million kinds. So anyhow, I'll be right back. We're going to get this thing plugged in and get it looked at, and I'll be right back. Okay, so anyone that's wondering about the cord management system, right there it is. You just thread it through here like this, and it's configurable for where your plug is located. And before this is over, I'm going to put it on the counter by my sink, where it will be most likely permanently. And I'll show you how it works up against a wall. But in this situation, I can show you a lot better from here. So there's how it works. You would thread it, or, you know, configure it to where your plug is located. Now, I will say one thing. I turned it on, and I had picked it up. And this is hard to do one-handed, kind of. But you have to be away from the wall. And the reason is, I'll slide it back. If you had it slid to right there, you know, it'll hit. And this is kind of obvious and common sense. But, you know, it's probably best when you're using it, you have it out from the wall. And then when you want to store it, you'll do this. You'll just lift it. And then it'll be in a stored position. And you'll notice it was turned on when I stood it up, but it automatically turns off once you put it in a stored position. Now, the next thing is that's what you'll have when you're storing it. If you store it in this upright position, that's what you're going to see. And that's one of the reasons I kind of want the cutting board, because I may not leave it up like that. I got buddies that will wonder what this is and be opening this and going, hey, what is this? You know, and anyhow, you know, but that's an easy way to clean it. I think it's a wonderful way to clean it. I'm just not sure about leaving it in that position. One, it looks a little strange. I've already put it where I'm going to keep it, and I think it looks a little strange. Quite honestly, I think it looks better down. But anyhow, we're going to put it over there. We're going to turn it on, get some ideas about it, show you the lights and the rest of the switches, and we're going to put it on the counter where you can see exactly how it looks in place. So I'll be right back. Okay, so now for turning it on, and I've actually already had it turned on, but I haven't ran the heat on it. So one of the things I didn't mention a while ago are these 2 buttons right here, the temp and the darkness. I mean, the temp and the time, and slice and darkness. Well, if you're doing toast, obviously you change the number of slices here and the level of darkness here. But anything else, I'm assuming, and it looks like that's going to be the case from what I've done so far, is like right now, we're going to run the heat unit on air fry at 350, but I don't want to run it for 20 minutes. So let's just run it for, say, 2 minutes. So you press the time button right there. I just pressed that. And then you turn this knob to get to wherever you want. And we're going to say 2 minutes. And I don't know if you got to press time again. I did, but I don't think you have to. But I'm going to. And that locks it in. All right, now one other thing is the light. I like the light in it. I have lit it, but it's pretty good light. It's got it's got a really bright light, and it kind of dims itself on and off as you press the button, which is right there, by the way. So I'm fixing to hit start. We're going to let it run heating for the first time for 2 minutes, and here we go. And you can see right here it says start and pause. So there it goes. And it says it's preheating. I do not hear any fans. And that is the air fry function. But it plainly says it's preheating, and I see the element getting warm. So I probably should turn off some lights, or maybe I can turn them a little bit so we can see it a little better. But you can see the elements are getting hot. But man, I do not hear a fan. I don't know if, I doubt it's that quiet. But maybe they're going to come on in a minute. So I'll just hold it here for a minute and we're going to see what it does. Otherwise, I may turn the camera off and come back once it preheats. But all the elements are getting warm. And take my word, the fan is not running. It's not that quiet. There's no way. Here it comes. The fan's running now. And the timer has started, and it is preheated, so it preheated really quick. And feels like the fan's on this side, but I don't really feel any air coming out drastically. So, you know, some people worry about where the heat comes out, and I do. So I'd like to know where it is going to discharge that heat, but we'll figure that out at a different time. But I'm going to let that run. But you can see all the elements are lit for air fry, and they look like they're pretty much high to me. Again, we're just set to 350. But anyhow, I'll be back when this finishes. Okay, so it's coming up on the end of the air fry, and I ran my hand all around this unit, and I cannot find anywhere that any serious heat is coming out. I mean, I'm kind of shocked. The fan's really quiet, and here it comes, it's fixing to end, and it did, and it says hot, and I notice the fan's still running. I'm sure it will run till it cools the element down. And I just pulled this out to look again, and it shows on the air fry, you've got the fan. I'm assuming if that fan is dark, it means it's running, plus high heat from top and bottom. And then, say on the bake feature, you don't have a fan, and you got high even heat from top and bottom. So I'm gonna let this fan run and cool down the element and shut itself down. And then I'm going to run the bake feature that doesn't call for the fan to see if that is the case, because the fan's really quiet. And anyhow, we'll be back to do that. I'll be back just a second. Okay, so I've noticed it takes it a little bit to cool down, and the hot light has stayed on longer than I expected. So, and that's because it's warm, and it is warm to touch, but I mean nothing that would hurt you. It's warm. It's pretty warm right there, but it wouldn't hurt you. The thing is, I want it to be completely back to fairly normal before I do that next test, which is the bake. So I'm going to move it over and get it set up to where I can show you the other things while it's cooling, and we're going to do the bake feature. Or I'm going to pick one that doesn't call for the fan and probably the bake, and just see how quiet it is in, because it shocked me at how quiet the air fry was. So I will be right back, and we'll do that. Okay, so there's pretty much how it looks on the counter. And obviously, here's how you flip it up. I'm going to try and do it one-handed. And it's not a big deal. Then I guess you would slide it to here for even better storage. It does match a lot of my appliances. You can see the sous vide is same colored scheme, and a lot of my things are, especially all the other Ninja devices. So it looks good. It's just, if you see what I mean by, I'm not sure I'm going to leave it in that stored position. It just looks to me a little bit, I think I'm going to get a lot of that. People trying to figure out what it is, because it says Ninja there and it's got the button. But hey, it's not a big deal. If you wanted it out of your way, for sure, you can see how much counter space it opens up a lot. So, I mean, I think it's a good idea. It's just whether I'll do that, I don't know. But now, one other thing I didn't show a while ago was this crumb tray that slides out. So we'll slide that out, and I'm going to show you this right quick. Try and make this as quick as possible. All right, and then if you stand that up and that crumb tray's out, now when you open it, you can get in there to clean. And actually, if I had that rack out, you could even do better, as you can see. And you can see the elements a lot better this way. So there's one there, one there. There's three. There's three on top, three on bottom, as I said. And I'm anxious to see. And I'm probably going to put it up against my BROIL on toast and maybe bagels. Pizza maybe. And that's something I'm going to ask y'all to do in the comments. If there's something you want to see, and you know, I have an Instant Pot Vortex too. If there's something you want me to compare to, let me know. Now, I mean, I might not get to all of them, but if it's something somebody really wants and a lot of people want it, I'll try and get to it. So, right now, we're going to do what I was talking about a while ago, which is put it on the bake feature already there. I've already got it set to 2 minutes. I'm only doing this to see how... if you can tell the fan's not on, I guess. I don't really understand that. It's got to run the fan to cool that element. But here we go. And it's preheating as it did a while ago in the other mode. Now I let it cool completely down. It was cool as it was before it had ever been turned on. And we'll stand here. If this takes too long, I'll edit this part out. But it has to heat. Evidently, it heats the elements first before it does anything, but it's still in the preheat mode. That went really fast a while ago, so we'll see this time. And if I turn off the camera, I will tell you when I come back, and I may be fixing to do that. There's no need in running this. So, I'll be back in just a second. Okay, just add 20 seconds from when I turned that off. That's how long it took. It was 20 seconds before it started counting, so it took whatever the time I videoed, so maybe less than a minute, I would say. Again, very, very quiet. And all the elements are running, I believe. I think that's what it said I don't remember. We can look and see. And I'm fixing to end this. We're not going to go a lot further, but right there it's supposed to be no fan, high even heat from top and bottom. So there's what high even heat looks like. Actually, they've turned off at this moment because I guess it met its temp. Turn that light a different way. But we still got 1 minute and 10 seconds. And evidently it just gets to the temp and sits there. That's what bake's supposed to do, so that's what it's doing. So like I said, I've got bread. I've got 3 different kinds of bread. And I've also got some bagels. I've got pizzas. All of that will be done in here without even suggesting that, because that's the main things I do in it. Again, if you've got something you want me to try or compare to, say, the BROIL or even the Vortex, you let me know and I'll do that. A really, really quiet unit. Almost, it's really quiet. Even in the air fry, I thought it was just super quiet. And those elements have stayed off, but it's showing it's still hot and at 325. So, but I will update if anything changes. The lights came on because it's below. I think it comes on around 20 or 30 seconds. I haven't paid attention to that. Anyhow, thank y'all for watching. Come back to see me. Hey, like always, I love y'all all. I'll put some videos here in my head for you to touch floating around over here to subscribe. And there's what it sounds like when it cuts off. And I think everything's good to go. It's nice and warm in there. So I will see y'all later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.